Join me right now on Kumite TV is the URCC Double Division Champ, Chris Hofmann. What's going on, Chris?
Hey man, nothing much. Doing great. How about you?
Good, man, good. You're sitting in Zurich. How's life out there?
It's cold. It's not like in the Philippines. But yeah, it's nothing new. It's just, I grew up here, so it's just I have to adjust to everything when it comes to training. But other than that, it's treating me well.
All right, man. Let's talk about your career so far. You lost your pro debut, but then after that, you knocked off 7 in a row. You picked up 2 titles. Incredible streak. What are some key parts of your game did you improve or develop through that time that made you so successful?
I'd say it's just like overall the mentality and the attitude towards fighting itself. Because I believe that was like a big thing why I lost my first pro fight. I jumped in as an alternate on 1 week notice. I didn't train at all, and like I said, it was my first pro fight. And since then, it was an eye opener for me to always prepare properly and to take the game seriously, especially when it's like on the pro level. And that's what I did since then. And I think it felt always better.
Your last fight was at URCC 30, where you defended the middleweight title. Since then, you moved back to Zurich. Why did you decide to head out to Europe?
It was more of a family decision because I believe it's just like much better for the kids if they would grow up here and have their education done here and everything. And it's also for my wife, so she would see something else. She never left the country and she's really enjoying here, and it's also like a career opener for her. And for me, of course, I get to see how the European circuit is. I get to train with usually bigger guys. They're physically bigger here. In my weight division, I'm like really small compared to the other middleweights here. So, yeah, it's just what do you call that? It's all positive. It's all just like for growth on family side and for my fighting career.
How is the training different from the Philippines compared to Europe?
Well, I can't say like the training itself in whole Asia or in the Philippines, but like just the training there I received in DevTalk is like there I walked into the gym any time of the day and I had like either my boxing gym, my boxing coach, my wrestling coach available, and they were training me. Here I like literally I'm just like enrolled like a normal guy, a regular Joe, and I join the classes, and afterwards I do like some extra stuff to work on my fight specific things. But yeah, you're just literally really like you have to go on schedule there. If you don't go there, it's your own time that you waste. It's not like in the Philippines where I could just really like walk in and do whatever I want.
Has it helped you, in other ways because you have to kind of fit their schedule? Has it changed your mentality towards training?
Not really. I'm still disciplined about it. It just took me quite some time to like figure out the schedule and everything, because like I said, I also work 2 jobs, and yeah, the time until I figured out how to manage my time, it took a few days, or rather a few weeks. But yeah, I'm in it now. I'm settled and I'm good, training every day, working every day. It's all good now.
You mentioned you have 2 jobs. You have to train a couple times a day. How do you manage all that stuff? It must be tough physically and mentally.
Yeah, well, I'm being really honest. I do feel it's toll on my mind. The body is like, all right, I can live with that. I'm used to that. The Philippines, I also had like a day job, and I was training twice a day. Here, I'm training once a day, but it's like usually like 3 classes in a row. It's like either 2.5 to 3 hours, And yeah, I have a day job, and then on the weekend or when it's coming close to the weekend, I'm working as a bouncer in the club. So yeah, it's a tight schedule.
Well, it's been about 20 months since your last fight. Why did you take so much time off? Was this something? Did you have injuries, or did you wanted to work on some stuff in your other parts of your game? What were you doing in that time?
I've got invited by the Philippine national team in wrestling. So I trained with them. I also competed for the national team, and also in Kurash, that's like something like judo, just without the ground game. And yeah, there was not really a challenge or a challenger within those 20 months. So I was just like really focusing on my wrestling there, training wrestling all day long, the whole time.
Has it elevated many aspects of your MMA game by focusing on your wrestling?
Again, I wouldn't say like I'm like a top-notch wrestler now or something like that, but my skills certainly improved a lot when it comes to that. Like when I working in the clinch or setting up my takedowns or just the takedown itself, it improved really a lot. I feel also the difference. I don't feel like hesitating while doing a takedown or a certain technique like I used to do. Like when I think about how do I approach or how do I move now to do a certain technique in wrestling?
Well, now you are going to main event URCC 77 Raw Fury. You're defending your middleweight title against Musa Conteh. What are your thoughts on Musa as an opponent?
Well, he's obviously the bigger guy, and he seems physically really strong, and I respect it a lot. But it's not the first time that I actually face a bigger guy or a stronger guy. So I will just how you call that? I will just have to adjust and adjust to his strength overall. And I believe he seems a little bit, based on the last video I saw, which is also like a few months back. He seems to be a little bit rough on the edges when it comes like to his flow or to his movement. But again, that was like a few months ago. Who knows how much he improved now, right? So I don't want to take anything away from him.
Musa's last fight is against the same guy you made your pro debut against. When you saw the video, you're
Right.
like, I know that guy. Was it kind of weird?
Yeah, I'm sorry, it might be choppy now again for like 10 seconds. But yeah, I saw that. And that's like exactly what I spoke about, that fight. And I found it quite funny. It was good. It was, what a coincidence, right? But again, that's exactly the fight or the video I saw where I believed like it didn't seem like that he was really in a shape, like in a, what do you call that? Yeah, his movements that overall they seemed like just a little bit choppy. They weren't fluent. It was more like yeah, he used his physical strength, which I would too, but like it was just all raw strength in my opinion.
When you're getting ready for a fight, you mentioned that in Europe, you just attend the regular classes and you do extra things on the side to prepare yourself. What changes do you make when you get closer to the fight? Let's say like 4 weeks out, 3 weeks out.
Well, there's of course additional road work, adjusting the diet a little bit. Not necessarily like eat less or anything for the weight cut, but just like stay clean. Because I believe like when you eat junk, you're gonna perform like junk. It's like it's not gonna help you out. So when you get closer to the fight, you should peak your body, and that's really what's all about, in my opinion, in the past few weeks now. And I I added more on some weight exercises, but like lightweight exercise, not that I get too buff or too stiff. Just like to what do you call that? To additionally help like the overall technique, like the strength I need.
You mentioned, I saw another interview a while back of you maybe dropping down to welterweight. Are you still planning on doing that?
I think so, yeah. I just like really believe like, especially since I'm here in Europe, I seem so much smaller than other middleweights.
All right, one last thing, before I let you go. I'm pretty sure you want to go to the next level. You want to, since you are very successful in what you do in the regional scene, I'm pretty sure you want to go to the international stage. It's calling you. You probably want to be a full-time fighter. Are you looking at the UFC? Are you looking at One Championship or Bellator? Are these promotions in your sights?
Well, I'm pretty sure every MMA fighter who takes it somehow serious or who does it professional is aiming to reach the UFC, and that's exactly the case with me. But but I wouldn't rule out that I make some stops in between in other promotions. So I have no specific goal or promotion I want to head to right away first, but could be, yeah, I wouldn't say no to Bellator or anything here in Europe like Cage Warriors or something, or even something smaller. We have also like here in the German countries like Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, like the scene is getting bigger. There are many professional promotions coming up now, and I think it wouldn't even be a bad idea to start maybe a little bit smaller, just here on the turf, here in Europe, and then see from where it goes. Then, like I said, I always look at it one fight at a time, and don't think too much ahead. It's just like really important for me that I always just the fight in front of me, that all the focus is there.
All right, well, the fight in front of you happens on April 27th, URCC 77 Raw Fury main event. You're defending your middleweight title. Thank you for your time, Chris, and good luck to you.
I thank you very much for your time, and I hope to see you soon.